Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of Inside the Dome. It is finally here, everybody. Year 3 of doing this. Our college football weekly series is officially back. We are back. Let's go, baby. I'm so excited.
Busy season begins now.
Such a busy season. So many games to predict. We predict hundreds of games. It's in the hundreds. It's absolutely crazy how much we predict in a season, and we're doing it all over again. Same way, same amount of games. I can't wait. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm still sick. I just got home like less than an hour ago.
I know that.
From my job. But I mean, yeah, it's good to be back. I can't wait to predict all these games. We got a new couple additions for week 1 in this preseason, technically, before we kick off our predictions. So we'll explain that in a little bit, but I can't wait. Just a reminder who won last year. I won.
Yes.
Thank you. John won the year before. So technically, this is the grudge match. This is the rubber match. Winner take all. Now, technically, John had more predictions. I got the Super Dogs. Shout out Michigan kicking Ohio State's butt in the game. But still, Ohio State won. Got the final laugh. But I think this year, John will be able to tell whether I win based on points or bonus points. I think he's going to keep differentiating it. But I'm excited to be back. Next week starts NFL, baby. Actually, technically, sort of, yeah.
Yeah. NFL starting soon. We'll explain the NFL series at the end of this episode, so stay tuned for that. But we are predicting every single game in week 1 that has a top 25 team in the matchup. And there are multiple matchups where there are 2 top 25 teams in that matchup, including game day between Ohio State and Texas. We'll predict that a bit later. Let's look back at last week, because last week in week 0, we only had one game to predict, and that was Iowa State versus Kansas State in Ireland. And we separated on that. I took Iowa State, you took Kansas State, and I got it right. Let's go, baby. Rocco Becht did not disappoint. He did really good for Iowa State. It was a very competitive game, though it was very low scoring at first, and then it started to pick up once the rain kind of stopped a little bit. So it was a fun game to watch. It was really exciting. But you're down right now. You're not starting the season undefeated.
That's fine. I don't need to. I didn't last year.
None of us did last year. Thank you, Florida State, which we are predicting Florida State today. I will say, too, this is probably the hardest week to predict because...
it's the hardest, easiest week to predict.
It's the hardest week to make accurate predictions, let's say that, with basis behind them. Because with a lot of these teams, you have returners, but that transfer portal goes crazy. So there will be a lot of new starters, people that we probably never mentioned last season, and now we're starting to mention them now. So there's going to be a lot of new people we'll start talking about, probably a lot more shout-outs next week once we see some of these new guys play. So some of these are going to be hunches. Some of these we'll look at the betting odds and see. So it's going to be very hard to predict teams because some teams will fall off. Some teams might not. So it'll be exciting. It'll be very exciting. And do we want to end the episode with the extra things that we added? Do we want to end? Because there's some...
Now. Well,
I say we end it. We end with...
yeah, I mean,
our
we
extra
can do
predictions.
We can do this one for the game of the week.
Yeah. At the end of the episode, we have our doc, so we're looking at it right now. Yeah, I see what you're doing there. At the end of the episode, we're going to do some bonus predictions that we typically never do. I'll say if you get any of these right, I'll give you a bonus point. If you get any prediction right, you'll get a bonus point. So there are certain categories. I'll explain it all at the end.
You know, you need to pick 2. You need to pick for this one who wins.
Oh yeah, I will. Okay, we'll save that for the end. We'll save that for the end of the episode. So here we go. Week 1. Drum roll. Well, it's not going to lead to anything crazy. I will also say we usually do super dogs that usually started around week 10 or so, we're going to start it now. Now, they won't be requirements because there might not be a great matchup, but if you have a Superdog, pick it. It has to be a 6.5 Superdog or greater. That's based on the betting odds. So, for example, the very first game that we're predicting, which is happening the day this episode drops, Boise State versus South Florida. Boise State is a 5.5-point favorite, so you could not take South Florida as a Superdog because the margin is too thin. So that's how it works. We'll do that on a weekly basis. If you get the Superdog correct, you get a bonus point, and those bonus points add up. So typically we did that later in the season. We're starting it now. So it's going to be very exciting.
Games go through Sunday, correct?
Yes. So there's a lot of games happening on Thursday, but we're only predicting, I believe, one game that's happening on Thursday. So that's what you need to know. There are games on Friday, but from the looks of it, none of them are with ranked opponents. There's a lot of games Saturday, and then there are games Sunday that we are predicting. So from Thursday to Sunday, there's football.
And last but not least, College Gameday is where, John?
At Ohio State, where they will take on the number 1 team in the country, Texas. We'll predict that a little bit later. You already got your sweatshirt on. I already got my jersey on. This
shout
is
out
on
to the YouTube people.
Yeah, shout out to the YouTube people. You can see that. Let's just get right into it at this point.
Lee Corso's final pick, which we'll get to that when we
we'll get to that when we predict game day. So I want to do one more shout out. I know we're dragging it. On Thursday games, OG member Dan Smith, Bowling Green plays on Thursday against Lafayette at Bowling Green.
Go BG.
On ESPN Plus.
I'll be watching.
I will be watching too. If you want a chance to see Dan Smith, because Dan Smith works with Bowling Green football. If you want a chance to see him on TV, potentially, go watch Bowling Green versus Lafayette on ESPN Plus. If I had to pick a winner for that, we're not counting it, but I would take Bowling Green. They are 95%. Yeah, they are predicted to win by 95%, according to ESPN. So, shout out to Bowling Green. Also, shout out to WVU. The hat is always still here. The West Virginia hat. Can't wait for the backyard brawl, which we will predict no matter what the rankings are. They play RMU this weekend. I can't wait for WVU football. It's going to be a very exciting year. Nico Markiel starting quarterback. Some transfers coming in. Some returners. Rich Rodriguez, hard edge football is coming back to West Virginia. I can't wait. They are going to beat RMU. It is not going to be close. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for WVU football. I miss it so much.
Last but not least, shout out Pitt.
Yeah, I wouldn't say shout out, but
if you don't understand the Pitt hate, there's long history. I do not like Pitt. John obviously hates Pitt because he went to West Virginia, but they are our local team, and they are playing a local school. They are playing Duquesne. If you live in the Pittsburgh area, you know Duquesne. So I mean, a fun little city matchup. It'd be funny if Duquesne killed them. It'd be funny. I would never let it go.
Then again, I kind of hope Pitt wins just so the backyard brawl gets game day. Because if Duquesne wins, there's no way.
I mean, it depends on what that week is, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I think we've been delaying this too much.
We're delaying it too much. First matchup, we are predicting number 25, Boise State versus South Florida, which you cannot do your Superdog for. Boise State, obviously, with the expanded playoff, they won their conference and they got a first round bye and then got killed by Penn State. Ashton Genty could have won the Heisman, didn't win the Heisman, and he is now a Las Vegas Raider. So how does this team fare without Ashton Genty? Well, they're 5.5-point favorites. I don't know. Boise State's projected to win. This game is at South Florida. There's no Ashton Genty anymore. And we'll see if guys step up or not. I really don't know. So, I guess I'll pick first. We'll alternate at that point.
That's fine.
I'll go with the first shocker if I can, because this is going to tie into our later section at the end of this episode. I'm going to take South Florida to win in an upset. It's at South Florida. I just don't know if this Boise State team is going to be at that same level what they were last year. It's really just too early to tell. They obviously have returners, but losing Ashton Genty, who really made that offense what it was, he was just a different kind of player that just dominated games on a weekly basis. I remember talking about him on a weekly basis and his insane stats week by week. And we're not doing that right now unless someone else steps up. But I just don't know how this Boise State team is going to respond. They're only ranked number 25. So I'm going to take South Florida in an upset to start this off.
Now remember, if you win your conference, you're still in the playoffs, but you don't get the automatic bye this year.
Yeah, just remember that changed. So, yeah, Boise State, if they win the conference again, they're not guaranteed a top 4 spot.
But they will be in the playoffs. It could be all SEC teams, dude. It can be insane. With that being said, you think I'm going to take Boise State, but you actually made a really good point about Ashton Genty and where that team's going to go. They mainly relied on him. I'm going to go South Florida. I want to be surprised if Boise State won, but I don't know. I got to see what this team does first before I can roll with them. So I'm going to take South Florida.
It's really a wait and see. I think a lot of people might take South Florida for the upset, especially because it's there, too. So it's always a possibility. Next matchup, Western Illinois versus the number 12 team in the country, Illinois. So now let's not overthink this because Illinois is a 45-point favorite here. So it is Superdog eligible if you want to go that far. It is eligible.
It's not,
if you want to, this is Friday. This is a Friday game. The only Friday game with ranked teams.
I was going to say, you have to kind of differentiate it.
Yeah. I will say, too, there are a lot of good games on Friday with unranked teams, so definitely go check out the other games happening, too. We're just not predicting them right now.
Interesting. So, it's my turn. I'm going to take Illinois. Don't overthink it. Like you said, 45-point underdog favorite. They should do good.
Should do good.
They're ranked pretty high. So, we'll see what Illinois does this year.
Yeah, Illinois last year, I can give a shout out to their last year team. They beat South Carolina 21-17 in the Cheez-Its Citrus Bowl. I could go back and see if I picked that correctly or not. And just so you know, if you're new to this, we do predict all the bowl games at the end of the year.
We predict all the bowl
games. We predict all of them on a weekly basis. So stay tuned for that. So Illinois ended their season with a lot of momentum. So this is going to be not an exciting game. I am going to join you here and take Illinois to win. Here we go. We're starting early. And the reason why we're starting early with the big game could be of the season potentially, is because a thing called Big Noon Kickoff exists, where these really good games have to be at noon instead of prime time. It's unfortunate, but here it is, everybody. Number 1 Texas versus number 3 Ohio State. 1 versus 3 in week 1. Absolutely crazy. Ohio State won the national championship. Their only big loss was to Michigan last year, and I can't wait for that week. That was Carlin Superdog last year. Texas lost to Ohio State last year. That was a different team. That team had Quinn Ewers leading the charge. Quinn Ewers was the quarterback last year, and it did not go well. Ohio State won 28-14, and now it's Arch Manning. Someone who could be presumably the number 1 overall pick in this upcoming draft. A family member of the Mannings, Peyton, Eli, and the others. Legendary name. There's the others. So many Mannings. Arch is another one.
And the Manning's dad.
And their dad. We will hear this name all throughout the weekly series, all throughout NFL time. We will be talking about Arch Manning a lot. This is the first time we get to talk about him in depth. But he essentially, his first year redshirted, and then his second year, he was the backup to Quinn Ewers. And now, since Quinn Ewers is gone, it's Arch Manning's time, and what could be his only season at the college level, unless he wants to stay longer. But is a pretty good chance he'll go number 1 in next year's draft. Ohio State. What do you got?
Who's number 1.
Depends who's number 1 as well. New Orleans Saints. It's a great option. Arch Manning is from New Orleans. So it's perfect. It's perfect. But Ohio State, they did lose Will Howard to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They lost other players. They still have arguably the best player in college football, the guy who made it on the College Football 26 cover, Jeremiah Smith, one of the best wide receivers. Dan Smith says that he's the best receiver he ever watched in college, which is, that's a lot from Dan Smith right there. They got Jeremiah Smith. Their starting quarterback, redshirt sophomore, Julian Sayin, is getting the opportunity to lead Ohio State. Last year was Will Howard, who was a transfer. This is not a guy transferring in. He was at Ohio State. Before it was Kyle McCord, and he just got released by the Philadelphia Eagles, so shout out to him. Back on their practice squad. But now it's Julian Sayin. It's his time. Ohio State does have a lot of returners, though. So, or just by returners, people who went up another grade. So they do have a lot of people with some transfers. Still have Jeremiah Smith. They did lose their big running back duo of Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson, both to the draft. Both were second-round running backs. Texas obviously lost some very good players as well. One of their running backs went to the Cowboys. Top corner went first round in the draft to the Broncos. So both teams had losses, but in college football, people step up. Just like that. And also for this pick, we're going to add another bonus point. Because we follow College Gameday and what they do for College Gameday, this is going to be Lee Corso's last pick on the desk.
Shout out Lee Corso.
Shout out to Lee Corso.
Hell of a career, hell of a life. Amazing.
90 years young, I believe. Yeah. I mean, he's great. It's always great to see him put on a mascot head. It's so great. He's made so many picks. I could tell the end was coming for his time at College Gameday. So he will have his final pick at Ohio State.
Are we on 3? Should we say who he's taking?
Yeah, I will.
Sorry, I jumped the gun.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Ohio State. Okay. We got picked Ohio State.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's his first love. It's his first ever pick that he did for College Gameday was the Brutus helmet for the mascot pick. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, the world will turn upside down.
The world would turn upside down. Because we both picked the same thing, I think we're just going to delete that bonus point. So I don't have to keep track of it.
And if he doesn't, I feel like... should we put a thing? If he doesn't, it's minus a point.
Possibly. It would surprise us. We'll see what happens.
So it's your turn to go first.
It's my turn to pick. Between Texas and Ohio State, who do I think will win? I'm going with Ohio State because I mean, first off, I don't like both of these teams. I mean, Texas, horns down, Ohio State, rival to Penn State. So it's not like I'm happily picking a team. But I just think, one, it's at Ohio State, so it's Arch Manning's biggest start of his career. Now, if he wins this game, the glaze is going to go crazy for Arch Manning going forward. If he wins this game at Ohio State, the glaze will be nonstop. He might be the number 1 overall pick already at that point. So, yes, both teams are starting a new quarterback. Arch Manning does have experience, but I'm just going with the returners. The defending champions, Ohio State, they probably feel disrespected because they're ranked number 3, not number 1. Why is Penn State above Ohio State? That's probably what they're thinking right now. Julian's saying he wants to have an impact early on. I think this will be a great game. I'm going to take Ohio State to win this. Carlin, I see what you're wearing there. I see what you're wearing. Please tell me you're not going to take them, because I think it would be hilarious. I think it would be hilarious. I see what you're typing there.
Ladies and gentlemen, college football is here. Big noon kickoff. I mean, it would have been cool to be a night game just because, it's the defending national champions. It's Arch Manning's debut. It's Ohio State's red shirt sophomore's debut being the starter. I mean, I feel like it should be a night game. You could hang the banner up in the stadium. I'm sure they're going to do that anyways and whatnot. It's on great old big noon kickoff. Jokes aside. Here's the thing. right? It is Arch Manning's debut, but it's also this redshirt sophomore's debut from Ohio State. I have a feeling this could be a very low-scoring game.
It could be, really. I don't see a shootout.
I don't see a shootout either. I think I'm taking the under if I were to place a bet on this game. But I'm going to take Texas. And let's sweeten the deal, John. You want to make a bet?
Make a bet? Okay.
Yeah. Next episode, whoever wins, if I win, you have to wear this hoodie for the whole podcast.
What?
The whole podcast.
Jesus.
But if you win, I have to wear something of your choice.
Jesus, I don't know if I have anything that like you can wear that's like something you would hate. You're confident
you'll take it.
Because you like West Virginia, you like Penn State. Oh, God. What do you hate?
I hate Pitt, but I know you
I don't have anything with Pitt.
But you can figure it, John, it could be anything. It could be anything.
Jesus. Oh, God. I can't answer that right now because I can't think of anything for you to wear.
I think you should take the bet.
God, I can't wear a Texas hoodie.
Are you that confident in Ohio State?
I'm really not. No, I'm not that confident.
Take it. Why not?
And I'm not wearing a Texas hoodie.
Fine. You have to wear my Tennessee Volunteers hoodie.
That's fair enough because wearing a Texas hoodie as a WVU guy is like ugly. That's like disgusting.
Exactly.
I do Tennessee, and I'll think of something for you. That's a deal.
All right, we'll do.
Okay.
All right. So next week, check on YouTube to see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm sure the loser will kick off that show, and there will be TikToks. But I'm taking Texas here.
Okay, that was fun. That was very fun. Next matchup. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, you don't get to sing yet because this team is 0-0. Number 24, Tennessee at home against Syracuse. Oh, God. How did Tennessee end last year? Oh, yeah, they ended terrible. I mean, they made the college football playoff, but they got destroyed by Ohio State, 42-17. I mean, God. They lost to Georgia last year. They beat Bama for what it's worth. They lost to Arkansas last year. Tennessee, Nico Yamavea, however you say his last name's no longer on the team. He wanted out of Tennessee. So I don't have to say his name anymore. I believe he's at UCLA now. Ew. God, Tennessee is ugly. And they're only ranked number 24 as well. So that's not a sign of confidence in terms of returners coming in. That's not a confident ranking for the Tennessee Volunteers. So not looking good. Syracuse had Kyle McCord last year. They don't got Kyle McCord anymore. But it is at Tennessee. This is the week one, so it's tough to look back at previous weeks and stuff. So you get to pick first, Carlin. Who do you got? I see you're muted right now. Why you want me to pick first?
There's copyright music, so you gotta talk.
Oh, on your side. Okay. I guess I'm picking first. Okay. Well, who I'm gonna take is pretty funny because if you have followed us on Inside the Dome for the past 2 years now, Carlin for some reason loves Tennessee, absolutely loves them, and because of that, I never liked them, but now I really don't like them. So, kind of a funny situation here. I'm going to take Syracuse to win this game, simply in spite of you. And because I look at it, Tennessee is a 13.5 point favorite. That essentially means that this is my super dog pick. For the week, I am taking Syracuse to beat Tennessee. Easy super dog. I don't know who's playing QB, but I know that person's going to beat whoever's playing QB at Tennessee. They don't got Nico anymore. It's going to be a stunner in Tennessee. They're about to be unranked. We won't have to predict them next week, hopefully. So I'm taking Syracuse as my super dog. Now are you okay?
Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top. Woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Hey! I'm taking Rocky Top. This guy, biggest hater out there. Biggest hater. You know why, John? I love Tennessee.
Why?
You know why? I don't know. I just do. I'm taking Tennessee. Just fight of John. And they're also 13.5 favorites. Wouldn't be surprised if they're upset. And I'd be very disappointed if I cannot sing this next week. So we gotta keep manifesting it.
Hey, if you're such a big Tennessee fan, who's their starting quarterback?
It is obviously next game, Old Dominion versus Indiana.
All right, shout out to Joey Aguilar, senior transfer.
Aguilar.
He's the starting quarterback.
Where did he transfer from?
Well, he was a transfer previous year, so he's been on the team.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so that's what it lists on ourlads.com. That's where you can see a lot of.
We don't like you, Nico.
Nico. All right, let's cruise a little bit now. Some of these picks are going to be easy. Old Dominion versus number 20 Indiana. Indiana had a nice run last year in the Big Ten, except when they had to play a good team in the Big Ten, such as Penn State and Ohio State. But they made the college football playoff because of that, and they got killed in the college football playoff. But they are playing Old Dominion. I don't know if they're going to have the same kind of year as they did last year. Obviously, they're trending upwards than anything. Because I just picked first there, you get to pick first here. Who you taking?
I'll do back-to-back picks, so that's fine to get us on track. I just closed my page. Hold on.
That is unfortunate.
All right, I'm going to take Indiana.
Fair enough. Indiana is a 23.5 point favorite. I'm not going to stay on this one too long. We'll breeze through some of these. I'll take Indiana to win as well. Nevada versus we are. Say it.
Penn State.
We are.
Penn State.
We are.
Penn State.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There you go. True Penn State fan. All right. Penn State.
I was more excited for Tennessee than that Penn State.
Yeah, that's embarrassing right there. That is embarrassing.
I am a big Penn State fan.
Yes, you are. You got. Next week we're doing that again. You better sound more happy.
All right. Yeah. I won't be sick.
Okay. Penn State versus Nevada. Penn State is the number 2 team in the country, mainly because they have a lot of returners. In particular, Drew Aller is back for his 3rd season as the starting quarterback. Katron Allen and Nick Singleton returning for their 4th consecutive years together as the running back duo. They are both back. This is a team with returners. This is a team with experience. This is a team that wants to get over that hump and make it all the way to a national title. They were so close last year. They could have beat Notre Dame. They didn't. It could have been a Penn State-Ohio State rematch. We did not get it. So, very sad to see. The Penn State, they're back for blood. They're 43.5 point favorites against Nevada in Happy Valley. It is just an obvious sign that they are going to kill Nevada. Things that are interesting for Penn State, though, this year, Tyler Warren, who could have been a Heisman candidate as well. He's with Indianapolis Colts. He's no longer with Penn State, but Penn State is known for breeding new good tight ends. So I trust whoever's next up in line. A lot of transfer wide receivers came in too. I think the top 3 wide receivers for Penn State are all transfers. So we'll kind of see in week 1 who steps up and who doesn't. I know Liam Clifford is still on the team. But it's going to be a big test for the wide receiver group. There really hasn't been a stud wide receiver for Penn State since Parker Washington. So I really want to see somebody step up this year for Penn State. It's been a while, especially with what will be Drew Aller's last year with Penn State. You want to see a receiver step up. I know Carlin is not a big fan of Drew Aller.
Nope.
Hopefully this year will prove you wrong. Let's just say that. Hopefully he makes that leap that we all expect. So you pick first. Who are you taking?
Give me the 43.5 underdogs.
You're joking.
Favorites. Right? Give me the 43.5 favorites. Give me the best team in the nation. Give me the Nittany Lions, baby.
There's that energy I like. Okay. I'm taking Penn State as well. We won't stay too much on it. Their next really competitive game will not be for a while. It will be week 4, but it's actually week 5 because they have a bye between weeks 4, or they have a bye week in week 4, where they play Oregon, September 27th on NBC and Peacock. So that's when it gets interesting. Penn State will probably be 3-0 going into that, if I had to guess, unless for some reason they suck, which will not be the
They're
case.
bye week. Wait, so they play week 4, week 5.
They don't play week 4. Week 5, they play Oregon. So end of September.
I think we'll have a Penn State game when the Steelers are on their bye week, which will be good.
That would be great. That would be absolutely great.
The Steelers' bye week is week 5. It's really early. Anyways, let's move
on.
Let's
keep going. Marshall versus Georgia. I think this should be an easy one. Georgia's 39.5-point favorites. Carson Beck is no longer on the team. Gunnar Stockton, who was the quarterback last year, is the starter this year. I'm taking Georgia to win. They'll have an interesting season, especially when we get to SEC time. But this is an easy pick. Marshall, you're more known for soccer than anything. Another West Virginia team right there. But I'm taking Georgia.
I'm also taking Georgia.
Easy.
Powerhouse right there.
Powerhouse. Alabama versus Florida State. Number 8, Alabama versus Florida State. Alabama was known for not making the playoff last year, where some people thought Alabama should have made it. I didn't. I was on that. Either. Yeah, we were on the side of they shouldn't have been in the playoff, and they didn't make the playoff. I think I kind of predicted the playoff correct last year, but Alabama didn't make it, so they're back with revenge. And I do want to look at their roster. In terms of what's interesting with Bama, in terms of transfers, I don't see a single transfer on this Bama squad. There are some true freshmen that are stepping up. Their starting quarterback is Ty Simpson, who was at Bama his whole career. He's a redshirt junior. They're a team that are just running it back with who they got. Ryan Williams, who was 17 last year, is back. He was also on the cover for College Football 26 with Jeremiah Smith. So the Alabama, it is interesting. They are a team of just pure returners. So that'll be interesting to see as we go forward. They play Marshall. Or no, they don't play Marshall. They play Florida State. I'm looking at the previous game. Florida State they play. And Florida State was notorious for having a terrible year. Terrible year. From being in the potential playoff, but then they got voted out, which my view has changed. I think Florida State should have made the playoff that year, but they didn't. That was very unfortunate, but they have just been crumbling ever since. Will they continue to crumble? I will look at their depth chart too, because I am curious. They are also a team. Unless ourlads.com is just not showing the transfers anymore, I don't see any transfers on their team, so they're running it back with what they got. So unless ourlads.com is buffering on me, I don't think it is. I'm taking Alabama to win. They're 13.5-point favorites. Easy money here. Alabama, roll tide. Give me the victory. Florida State, I don't think it's going to be good.
You said 13.5 favorites?
I did. So if you do want to take them as your super dog.
Oh, I'm not. I'm taking Alabama. But I would take Florida State to cover. Okay. Bama is known to play tight games recently against these crappy teams. They don't blow them out. They haven't been. So I'm still going to take good old Alabama. But little sneaky bet. I would take Florida State plus 13.5.
Interesting. Okay. Next matchup: South Dakota versus Iowa State. The Iowa State team that just won in week 0 against Kansas State. The rankings don't change after the week 0 game. They didn't last year. So they're not this year. They'll change after week 1. So they're still ranked number 22 in the country. I like Iowa State. I liked what I saw from Iowa State, in particular Rocco Becht. I thought he had a nice game, especially in the conditions. And the defense was good too for the most part. When we get to Big 12 play, it'll be a bit more interesting. They're playing South Dakota. Iowa State's favored -15, so you could take South Dakota as your super dog. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Iowa State.
Okay.
They beat Kansas State, which was a pretty good team, and they're technically ranked lower, so I'll take Iowa State.
I'm taking them too. I'm 1 for 1 with Iowa State already. I'm staying true to them. I'm taking Iowa State again. Montana State versus number 7, Oregon. Oregon, who was the best team in the country last year until they went toe-to-toe with Ohio State for the second time. They're back. They're back with a vengeance. We'll see what happens this year. They're playing Montana State, who I don't even have the betting odds, but I'm just going to expect that they're not good. I really think maybe ourlads.com is buffering because 3 straight teams I've looked up and there's no transfers on Oregon. Unless that's true, that's pretty surprising. Their quarterback now is Dante Moore, redshirt sophomore transfer. So he's their starter. They definitely lost some players in the draft, but apparently everybody returned. I'm going to look up Penn State to just make sure that they're not buffering because I know there are Penn State transfers. I pick first. I'm going to take Oregon here to win this one.
I'm going to take Oregon as well. I mean, it's Montana State, man. A lot of these games, yeah, they're hard to predict, but also there's these games for the first couple weeks where they're not hard at all.
Okay. I am going to say it now. Ourlads.com is officially buffering because for some reason right now they are not highlighting the transfers. They always highlighted who was a transfer and who wasn't. So when I mention Alabama has no transfers, I apologize. They probably do. And they're just not showing it to me. Same with whoever else I mentioned. Ourlads.com is buffering. So I'm just not going to use it from now on unless I want to see a name of a player. But right now, for some reason, they're not highlighting who is a transfer. So thank you, ourlads.com, for messing me up. Next matchup, we got Illinois State versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma is ranked number 18. I don't have betting odds for this one, so that's unfortunate. Oklahoma was good last year, but really not great. They have a new quarterback. I know that. ESPN is frozen for me. That is fantastic. You pick first. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Oklahoma, man.
Straight up?
Yeah, straight up. I don't know anything about these games yet. It's hard. You have preseason for football, so you have an idea.
So you're a preseason supporter now.
No, I don't. But you have an idea of what's going on.
That's fair. That's fair. They're favored by a lot. I'm taking Oklahoma. Next matchup, Long Island versus Florida. Florida's got DJ Lagway as the starting quarterback now, and he should turn some heads. This could be a rebound year for Florida. They're favored by a lot against Long Island. I'm going to take Florida to win this one. Are you taking Florida?
Don't overthink it. Give me the Gators.
Kansas State, ranked number 17 against North Dakota. Kansas State is favored by 97%. Though they did just lose to Iowa State. There was a rumor. I'm going to leave it as a rumor because Dan told me, and I couldn't confirm it, and he couldn't fully confirm it, that Avery Johnson, the quarterback, could have been suspended for a game because his dad and his dad's brother, I think, were fighting. There was like a big fight that happened, but I don't think that's true, that the quarterback is suspended. So, but I'm just throwing that out there that I heard that.
I saw that too. Not from him, but I think I saw that. So who knows?
Yeah. It was definitely true that the dad and the brother of the dad fought after the game or something like that in the parking lot. So that was true. But I am going to take Kansas State here to win. I think this is straightforward. I think they go 1-1 to start the year.
Is the North Dakota and South Dakota who played in the FCS championship games last year?
Let's take a look, shall we? Let's see. North Dakota.
Is this North Dakota State or just North Dakota?
This is the North Dakota Fighting Hawks. And they finished off their year losing to Illinois State. So whoever you're thinking of, no. Okay. They're not good.
Yeah, because in FCS, there's North Dakota State and then South Dakota, and they always play they played each other last year in the division. And the only reason I know that is because it was on our local restaurant at like noon, so I was watching it during lunch. Okay, if not, I actually would have probably took North Dakota, but I'm going to take Kansas State.
All right. We're staying pretty consistent here, you and I picking the same team. Will that continue? Probably right here. UTSA versus number 19, Texas A&M. Texas A&M should be a good team this year. Always one of the toughest places to play at their home stadium. against UTSA, who I know we mentioned a lot last year. I felt like they were always getting killed last year against really good teams. The UTSA Roadrunners. At least they won their bowl game against Coastal Carolina. I'll give them that. They lost to Army. Shout out to Army. They were very exciting last year out of nowhere. We're not talking about them this week. So Texas A&M, UTSA. I forget who picks first, but I'll take Texas A&M to win this one. Should be easy.
Sorry. I'm going to take Texas A&M as well. Pretty easy.
Well, it's not getting easy anymore. Number 9 LSU versus number 4 Clemson. Clemson at number 4. Crazy. Absolutely
What's
crazy.
Clemson's final season ranking?
So Clemson last year, they did win the ACC by beating SMU. So that got them a playoff bid no matter what. And they lost to Texas 38-14. Clemson last year at times didn't look great. They lost week 1 to Georgia 34-3. Then they went on an absolute tear until they lost to Louisville. They beat Pitt, thank goodness. They lost to South Carolina, but that win against SMU got them into the playoff. But the big thing is that Cade Klubnik, their starting quarterback, is returning. So they got a lot of good returners. So that's why Clemson is very highly ranked. I would almost say too highly ranked, but I don't know. But LSU, I think, is in a decent spot at number 9 with another returning quarterback in Garrett Nussmeier. It'll be interesting. The game is at Clemson, too. So you pick first. You cannot take either team as a super dog because Clemson is favored -3.5. So you go first. Who you taking?
Who's LSU's starting quarterback?
Garrett Nussmeier, who is a returner, as well as Cade Klubnik. The game is in Clemson.
Just because it's... Oh, is it? Because last year, the opener wasn't in Clemson.
It was
They've
in Georgia.
done this. I know, but sometimes they don't do it at the stadium. I've seen it recently.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it might be at Death Valley. Is it?
It's at Clemson Memorial Stadium. So,
all right, so it's at Death Valley.
Yeah.
Which Death Valley is LSU and Clemson. So
yeah, this is a home game for Clemson. Yeah,
but take it as Death Valley in Clemson. I'm going to take Clemson here. It's home. That crowd's going to be electric. I'm assuming it's a
night game.
It's a night game. Well,
7:30 p.m.
Probably Kirk Herbstreit's calling that game.
Likely.
I'm going to take Clemson here.
Well, here's what John thinks. And I say that because LSU is the team of the great Lance Johnson, who hopefully one day I can get back on the podcast. That'd be great to have him on this. Because last year, if you followed along, Lance was picking in my college apartment when I recorded back then. I'm not in that college apartment anymore. Lance is a huge LSU fan. He is a big LSU fan. He always goes on their side. So John here is going to take LSU to win. John is going to differ from Carlin. Let's go LSU. I don't know. I think this would be a great game, though. It's really a coin flip. This should be exciting college football, but John is going to take LSU to win this game. Next game that we got, New Mexico versus number 14, Michigan. Michigan, who ended their season very good by beating Ohio State, the team that won the national title, and then beating Alabama in their bowl game. So Michigan ended things perfectly despite a very mediocre season. Now Bryce Underwood is starting, who was their highly touted prospect that they got for millions and millions of dollars. Bryce Underwood starts against New Mexico. Michigan is a 34.5-point favorite. I am taking Michigan. I think we'll get more interesting to talk about them in future weeks. This week, not so much. I'm taking Michigan. Who are you taking? Whoa. Slamming that microphone. or slamming that.
Dogs are barking in New Mexico. Give me New Mexico. Give me them as my super dog. Call me crazy. Call me insane. Michigan's been a lot in a controversy. They got their little slap on the wrist. They got their slap on the wrist with their little punishment for cheating. They didn't get their nanny stripped away, but they got their punishment. And I just think that Michigan's gonna fumble here, and if they don't, I'm not surprised. But I'm gonna
a 34.5 point super dog.
John.
Yes.
Need I remind you what happened in the final week of college football last year?
I'm not going to question you. I'm shocked.
Next week you can make fun of me, but this week you can respect it.
I will respect it. We'll see what happens. If it happens,
you know what you should do too.
What?
You should put the difference between the points, so you know in case you don't remember.
Oh, it'll be fine. I have a good memory.
Oh, brother.
We'll see. I don't like that too much.
He does have a good memory. Never doubt this man's memory. SummerSlam. John, where did we park? He knew.
I knew. I have a good memory, so I'll remember the general odds that the super dogs were.
All right, fair enough.
Next matchup, Arkansas Pine Bluff versus Texas Tech. Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Can we give a shout out to Arkansas Pine Bluff? Can we look at their...
We are going to do that. I'm going to see what they did last year. Who did they play? They beat Texas, or they lost to Texas Southern. They played Southern U, Jackson State. Shout out to Dion from back in the day. Alabama A&M they go against. MS Valley. Grambling State. Oh my goodness. Prairie View they beat? Okay, Pine Bluff. I see you going against Texas Tech. Don't even see the odds. The game's only on ESPN Plus. Yeah, I'd love to take Arkansas Pine Bluff. I really would. I'm not though. Actually, I don't pick first unless you want to take Arkansas Pine Bluff. You pick first.
No, I'm gonna take Texas Tech, baby.
Fair enough. I'm taking Texas Tech as well. No need to stay on Arkansas Pine Bluff. Hopefully, we get to talk about Arkansas Pine.
I love that again. Name. That's an awesome name.
If I had to go to a school, I'd go to Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Arkansas Pine Bluff.
I wonder if they got good merch. Who knows? They'll get an Arkansas Pine Bluff shirt and wear it. That'd be awesome. I'll look at that after the episode. Next game to predict: Georgia State versus Ole Miss. Now, Georgia State sounds familiar, but I don't know if it's the good Georgia team that I was thinking of. I don't think it is. No, it's not. I was thinking more Georgia Tech. The team did beat Vandy, though, last year, so I'll give them that.
And Florida State.
Yeah, and did they beat Florida State?
That's who Florida State played the opening week.
No, that's Georgia Tech. You're thinking of the wrong team.
My bad.
Yeah, I was thinking of that, too. They play Ole Miss, and Ole Miss is favored minus 34.5. Interesting note is that Jackson Dart is no longer the starter. Trey Harris is no longer the top wide receiver. So we'll have to see who steps up. I'm sure we will see who steps up here. I'm taking Ole Miss to win this game very easily.
All right, I'm going to take Ole Miss as well. It's a pretty easy game. If it was Georgia Tech, maybe, but I'm still recovering from my sickness.
I feel it. 4 more games to predict. We're almost done. I like these episodes at an hour. Hopefully we stick the landing. East Texas A&M. Okay. Versus number 16, SMU. The odds are not given, but according to ESPN, SMU has a 99% chance to win. SMU was the team that earned a spot, in my opinion, in the college football playoff. They earned it, but they got killed by Penn State. But they still earned the right to get killed by Penn State. They're coming back with some vengeance. Who you taking?
I'm going to take SMU. Favored by a lot. It's East Texas A&M. Give me SMU.
The disrespect to East Texas A&M. That's crazy. I'm taking SMU as well. 3 more. Northern Arizona versus number 11, Arizona State. Arizona State was the team that won the Big 12 out of nowhere. They were projected to finish last in the Big 12. Absolute last. And there was one guy that really stuck out compared to anyone else, and his name was Cam Scadaboo. He was fantastic.
Scadaboo.
Even in the game against Texas in the quarterfinals, I believe, of the playoff, Scadaboo went off. The only bad news is that Cam Scadaboo is no longer on the team. He is now a New York Giant, so congrats to him. Their quarterback, though, Sam Levitt, who played really good too, is back. So that's a huge boost for Arizona State. Probably one of the reasons why they are ranked number 11. They are the Big 12 defending champions. You pick first, I believe. So who do you got?
I'm going to take one. Arizona State.
No love to Northern Arizona. Unfortunate. Nope. Well, no love is given. I'm taking Arizona State as well. 2 more games. An interesting one. If a Superdog was available, which it is not anymore as my ESPN went frozen. These next 2 games that we are going to say are also the Sunday games. So these 2 games that we are going to predict are on Sunday. So let's get at it. Virginia Tech versus South Carolina. South Carolina is ranked number 13. They are only 7.5-point favorites. Only 7.5-point favorites. So if we had Superdogs, it was possible. South Carolina, Lenore Sellers is coming back, who could have a big year, could be a first-round draft pick in the NFL if he has a good year. So it'll be very interesting to see him play this season. Going against Virginia Tech, who I believe Virginia Tech beat Pitt last year, so I'll give them that shout-out. I think that was my Superdog last year. Virginia Tech versus Pitt, and I got it right. And I successfully predicted Pitt's downfall. I believe I'm right on that. Or maybe it was Virginia. It might have been Virginia. Yeah, I think it was Virginia. I got too excited. Because of that, I'm taking South Carolina to win this game. I like South Carolina. I saw them on that Netflix show. But Virginia Tech, you were not the team that beat Pitt, and you were not my Superdog. I believe that was Virginia. So never mind. I'm taking South Carolina to win.
I'm also taking South Carolina to win. Maybe a little bit of an upset. Is this a night game or a day game?
It is an afternoon game on Sunday, 3 p.m.
I'm taking South Carolina.
The final game to predict. A game that is not Superdog worthy. Number 6, Notre Dame versus number 10, Miami. Miami is the team that is bringing in Carson Beck to replace Cam Ward. Cam Ward was very good for Miami last year. Went number 1 overall to the Tennessee Titans. Carson Beck comes in from Georgia. Supposedly was going to follow his girlfriend, one of the Cavender twins, but I think they already broke up, which is hilarious. But Carson Beck is now the starting quarterback for Miami. A chance at greatness. A chance to be a first-round quarterback, potentially. Going against Notre Dame, who was so close to winning the Natty, but got killed by Ohio State. This is going to be an interesting game. It is in Miami. It is a night game. Notre Dame is favored -2.5. You pick first, Carlin. Who are you taking?
Miami in Miami. Hard Rock Stadium. Going to be electric in there. Carson Beck fumbled a Cavender twin. Now, don't know the whole story to it. Just Google it. It's kind of crazy. But he's going to fumble away his career in the NFL. Give me Notre Dame. Give me the Fighting Irish.
Okay. And for the last pick. He
transferred from Georgia to Miami to shine, and he didn't shine in Georgia. Just saying.
That is true. For my last pick, I will differ from you. I will take Miami. It is in Miami. I think Carson Beck is going to have a nice first game. Will that carry over as the season goes along? I really don't know, but I'm taking Miami to win. Now, I would have said thank you all for listening, and I'll see you next week. And I nearly forgot about this. But we're going to end the episode with something that we will only do this week, and we will revisit this at the very end of the season. We did not do this the past 2 years. So, we are going to make predictions for the national championship, who we think the game will be, or who we think will be in that game, who we think will win the national championship. We will predict the most shocking team, like the most surprising team that happens this college season. We will pick.
Yes. They have to be good.
We will pick the most shocking team that ended up sucking from this season. So more of a ranked team that ended up sucking. So if you want to think of an example, think Florida State last year. They ranked number 10 and they ended up choking it away. So we'll predict that. We'll predict a Heisman winner who we think will win the Heisman. And that's it. So, national championship game prediction. You don't have yours written down, so you get to go first because I'm curious.
I was going to say, do you want to start with that or do you want to start with the most shocking team?
Oh, do you want to go bottom up? You want to go bottom up? Okay, let's go bottom up. We'll reverse it. I'll give you some time to think.
We'll do the shocking teams, then the Heisman, and then
Got it. So, the biggest surprise team in a positive way. For me, putting on the hat. Mountaineers, baby. West Virginia. Not a lot of people are expecting anything good for West Virginia this year. It's a team of unknowns. We don't know how they're going to be. But then again, if you look at last season, Arizona State was projected to be dead last in the Big 12. And they ended up winning the Big 12. Rich Rod is back. Hard edge football. They will win the Backyard Brawl. If they win the Backyard Brawl, that is just momentum for the entire season. That's how it's been the past 3 years. Whoever wins the Backyard Brawl tends to have the better season. West Virginia, when they won the Backyard Brawl 2 seasons ago, they had a very good year. So, if they win the Backyard Brawl, I think they're going to be a top team in the Big 12 potentially. I think Nico Mercule has a good chance to turn some heads, make a name for himself this season. I'm on the West Virginia side of things. I'm really excited to see how the Mountaineers play. They're going to win week 1 against RMU. They're going to win week 2 against Ohio. Backyard Brawl time. They're winning it. And they're going to cruise through the Big 12. I think they're going to be surprising. Will they win the Big 12? I don't know. But I think they're going to be in contention. No one knows what to expect from this team. Go Mountaineers, baby. They're going to do some damage in the Big 12. Who do you got? Oh, my God. Why did you write that? Oh, my God.
I'm taking Pitt.
Oh, my God.
Okay, here's my question. Is the quarterback from last year returning?
Yes, Eli Holstein.
Okay, I'm taking Pitt. They had a really good, solid run last year. Now, it came crashing down, whole thing. But if they keep the pieces that they kept last year and they can just add more to it, they can be a half-decent team. I'm not saying they're going to win the ACC. I do not think that whatsoever. But I think they could be a half-decent team. They can definitely make a bowl game this year. Maybe even win the bowl game. Maybe a good bowl game, too. They might even be ranked. I'm not expecting them to do much. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big Pitt fan myself. But it's kind of hard to ignore what they did last year until it all came crashing down. If they can rebuild it and keep it what it was, they have the pieces to be half decent. I think you can kind of agree with me on that.
I can kind of agree with that, and I will also be able to agree on and successfully predict when their downfall begins, like I did last year. Yeah. So,
and I'm counting that. Where are we counting it as like good? Like they have to be.
They have to just surprise people. They have to be a top team in the ACC.
Oh,
like
that's fair.
Top 4.
Top team. Yeah, top team.
Gotcha. They have to impress. They have to. I'll be a good judge on
going 500 ain't impressing anyone.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Most shocking team in terms of what team is the next Florida State. For me, it kind of goes with my prediction that I had. I'm going to say Boise State. I really just don't know how this team is going to be without Ashton Genty if they're going to be on that same national level that they were this past season. I really don't know. Like, they could win their conference, but I just don't know beyond that. I really don't. Yeah, I think without Ashton Genty, I just don't know how Boise State is going to do. I already predict South Florida to win week 1. So I'm going to take Boise State as my shockingly bad team this year.
I am going to take SMU. Now, here's the thing. SMU, yes, they didn't make the playoffs last year, so did Boise. Boise got the brag. But I think John can agree with me on this too, is college football is basically, if you do well, you're going to transfer or you're going to go to the NFL. you ain't sticking long there. Maybe 2 years max. I mean, depending on how really good. There are super seniors and whatnot. But I think a lot of those guys from SMU might have transferred. I don't know. I don't have the details to it. But they might have been a big one-and-done team. Or they could maybe have a ride. But SMU could have its downfall over the next 2 years because all those guys start transferring or start going pro or like go do something else, So I think it's going to be SMU. We'll see what happens.
Fair enough. Heisman winner prediction. For me, I'm going with Jeremiah Smith, who I said earlier is the best wide receiver in college football. It's been a while since wide receivers won the Heisman. Shout out. Actually, never mind. That is complete cap. Complete cap, because I was thinking of Devontae Smith from Alabama, who won the Heisman. Travis Hunter just did, as a wide receiver and corner. So, yeah, wide receivers, they're in the bag right now. Jeremiah Smith, I think Julian Sain will be a nice quarterback to throw to him. I think he'll be extremely valuable for Ohio State. I'm going to take Jeremiah Smith to win the Heisman.
All right. Let's go opposite. Let's take the cover bros on College Football 26. I'm going to take Ryan Williams. My issue is with Jeremiah Smith, right? He's really good, and I think he's going to do wonders this year. Just worry with the quarterback. It's kind of the same thing in Alabama as the worry with the quarterback. 6-7. We'll see what happens. But, I mean, if either of these guys win the Heisman, that's awesome that we predicted that, low-key.
Yeah. Watch it's Drew Aller. If it's Drew Aller,
if you need it.
If it's Drew Aller, you have to make a public apology to Drew Aller on this podcast. You have to. Absolutely have to. You gotta just write out a whole essay about apologizing.
I low-key was going to say Drew Aller as my second pick. Because here's my
second pick.
I'm a hater. And John knows I'm a hater. But he knows how bad I want to be wrong about it. He knows that I want him to succeed and do well. He just hasn't proven to me yet. And you can debate that all you want, but I will always remember watching that semifinal game against Notre Dame last year. And my crash out was so valid. Just saying.
I remember that. I remember that crash out. Okay, let's finish off since we have now hit the hour mark. Our national championship prediction. You have to say the two teams and who you think will win. For me, I think last year this game could have happened. I'm going to say it happens for real this time. Penn State versus Ohio State. I think both teams make it back to the college football championship. Who I think will win, you already know it. I'm wearing the jersey already. Drew Aller takes his team to a natty. It's been a while. It's been a long while. In my years of being able to remember watching football live, I have not seen a Penn State natty. I would love to see one day. I think this is the best chance for Penn State to win the natty. They're ranked number 2 for a reason in the country. If they beat Oregon week 5, this could be huge. If they beat Ohio State, huge. Can't wait. I'm taking Penn State to win it all. We are.
Penn State.
We are.
Penn State.
We are.
Penn State.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Because Penn State versus Alabama A&M is my prediction for the national championship. Just you just took off the headphones. Obviously. John, obviously. Come on. It's Penn State versus Bama. This is a matchup I really want to see as a Penn State fan. Just not because of their roster, just because I think it'd be cool, because I've never seen Penn State play Bama. If you Google it, it has been a very long time since these two teams have played. Kind of sucks that WVU ain't playing Bama anymore. But I think it'll be fun. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Ohio State, but also, my dad and I were talking, people are saying Ohio State might get killed on Saturday. We'll see what happens. And I mean, if I had to take another shocking team to be bad, I'd take Ohio State, but I can't confidently say that like 100%. That's why I went with SMU. But if I had to pick between Penn State and Bama, obviously I'm taking Penn State. Hopefully Drew Aller does this team's wonder and he can win them a natty. And if he proves me wrong and I become a Drew Aller lover and he becomes a Pittsburgh Steeler, he better win us a couple Super Bowls because national champions really don't, at quarterback, never really win a Super Bowl. The last one to do it was Jalen Hurts, which has happened, but
Hurts didn't even finish that game.
No, he didn't, and he still won it, technically. Joe Burrow has never won one. Trevor Lawrence. I mean, we can sit here and name quarterbacks all day, but it hasn't happened.
Mac Jones.
Hey, but I will tell you this. The Steelers win the Super Bowl next year, right? Drew Aller has an amazing rookie season, and they win the national championship this year. 2 national championship quarterbacks will be on that team. Just saying. Give me Penn State.
So you're taking Penn State to win the Natty?
Yes.
All right. That will do it. We will revisit those predictions at the very end of the college football season in December into January. So we'll hold on to those as we hold on to everything that happens in the college football world. College football is back. I can't wait. Gus Johnson is defrosting. He is about to make his return very soon. There is football on today. The day this episode drops, Thursday, August 28th, there is football. That Boise State game happening Thursday. Dan Smith's Bowling Green team, they're playing today on Thursday, August 28th. So check out those games. Check out all the games on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Speaking of content, this is a weekly series. So ideally, every single Thursday, there will be a new episode of College Football where we make our weekly predictions. So check us out every single week. This will continue next week and beyond for the rest of the season. No weeks off. Starting at the end of the week. Actually, the start of next week. Sunday to Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday is our NFL prediction series. 5 straight episodes where we will be predicting every single division in the NFL. We'll be predicting the playoffs, and we'll also do some other predictions as well, MVPs, all that fun stuff. So check that out. That will start on Sunday and carry over all the way to Thursday, which leads to the Cowboys versus Eagles NFL opener. And we also are planning on potentially live streaming that game too, doing some little commentary for the NFL. So stay tuned for that. Potentially all that would be on our YouTube. So check out our YouTube as well. And you can also listen to some of our episodes on YouTube where you can see our happy faces throughout the episode. My Penn State jersey, Carlin's Texas hoodie. If you want to listen to us that way, you are free to. Not every single episode will be on YouTube, but the big ones will be. So check that out. Follow our social medias, our Instagram, our Twitter/X, that is followed by John Cena, our TikTok, where we'll have extra content on, our YouTube, obviously. All that is in the link tree in the link in bio, or if you look us up, our logo should pop up. You should be able to find us. So check us out on all of our social medias. Other than that, though, also, too, check out The Final Verdict. We are on our weekly Peacemaker series. So every Friday or Saturday, we'll be dropping Peacemaker episodes. Episode 2 comes out on Thursday. We're going to have their review on Friday. So check out The Final Verdict as well for our movie and TV content. But other than that, the college football season is back. I cannot wait to do this on a weekly basis. But with Carlin Jacob, I am John Dodaro. Have a great day, everybody, and see you next time on Inside the Down.